and gentlemen, let's bring back to the stage the filmmaker of the Stag, Mr. John Butler.
Who'd like to see another Irishman cry? And thank you so much. Really, it's kind of, as I said before, it's a dream come true. People say this about their babies a lot, but the sound of your laughter, it's just the most beautiful thing. So thank you, and thank you for sticking around. I don't want to stand here for a minute longer without people on my right and left, so I'd like to invite down Rob Walpole and Rebecca O'Flanagan, the producers from Treasure Entertainment. And on my left, a vitally important person, a friend of mine for over a quarter of a century, a man who's been actually an inspiration and a joy to work with, my co-writer, the machine, Mr. Peter McDonald. I hope you agree that the ladies of the Stag are supremely funny and smart actresses, and they are what round out this film and give it what is so important, which is a lack of maybe too much testosterone. So Marcella Plunkett and Amy Huberman are here. I'd like to ask them to come down too. The first two of the men come as a package. As a rampant homosexualist myself, it was always vitally important that we were able to give our gay couple a sense of reality and truth, and it takes two extraordinary actors to do that. And I'd like you to please welcome the Kevins, Michael Legge and Andrew Bennett. The man who plays Simon is a supremely talented actor, and I'm happy to have gotten to know him during the course of this shoot, and I think you'll be seeing a lot more of him, ladies and gentlemen, Gleeson. These guys are all my friends, but one of the guys that I've known the longest is a guy who's so funny. I think a very underrated actor and a very good man, Hugh O'Conor. Phenomenal. Lastly, for a film like this to work in any sense, I think it's important to have an actor who has the sensitivity and intelligence to carry an emotional arc. Davin's story is really the thread that runs through the middle of the film, and Peter and I were very conscious that that had to work if the film was to work at all. And I think we did a little dance of joy the day we found out that this guy was going to get involved. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Scott. So that's the end of the first part of my wanging on. Before I wang further, I'll maybe ask for questions. Is that how it goes? I'm taking this. This is our city. Well, we talked about this over dinner, do you remember?
Let me start. We do have a short bit of time for some Q&A, but I'm going to start with one and direct it to John. The cast it's a big cast to put together, and the camaraderie and the gelling that they had for the film was fantastic. Did you have to do any prep with them? Did you take them away? Did they get to know each other much before? Yeah.
I think casting is. We've talked about this so much before. I think casting is 95% of the job of a director. If you get it wrong, it can't work. And I think if you get it right, there's very little else that has to be done in some departments. And there's not much mystery to it. These guys are just the best actors that we could get. So I'm indebted to them all. We didn't ask for any other actors. I'm sorry, I should clarify that. Does that sound great? We'll cut that out in post. No, it was a fantastic experience. We did some rehearsal for a few days beforehand. Peter and I know a lot of these guys already, so the rapport was already there. The few guys who mightn't have known the other guys immediately landed in and built this esprit de corps. And on the first day of the shoot, they all took their clothes off, and we did the most difficult scene, which was the big 9-page argument in the woods. So if that doesn't bond you, I don't know what will. I kept my clothes on, but inside I was naked. So that's the extent of it.
Do you have any questions in the audience there? I'm looking. Oh, yes, the lady right here.
Hi, this question's for Peter. Obviously, as we saw, the machine is nuts. But I was wondering, do you have any sort of friends in your life upon which you drew your inspiration for your character?
Can you all hear the question up top? So the question was about Peter, but the drawing from past history, if he knew others like this character.
That you drew upon for your inspiration for the machine.
Friends that he would have drawn from for inspiration for the machine.
You'll have to forgive me, because in real life I'm a very quiet, unretired person. Johnny tends to call me Mouse. So I don't really know any people like that. I've just read about them in books. I've seen them in a couple of movies. But generally they really tend to scare me. So playing this role was very liberating. And John was very supportive to me throughout the process. Thank you.
Wow, that was an answer. Anyone else got their hand up there? Yes, the lady up there at the top.
I was actually kind of curious about if you had any Stag and or related and interesting stories of your own.
Does anyone want to field that one? Any interesting stag or hen stories of your own? Oh, God, here we go.
Hi, it's John. I was here a minute ago. I was on Peter's stag. We went surfing in Clare, and I vomited in the sea. But a couple of people that haven't been on stags, I believe Andrew Scott has never been on a stag. But I know Peter's been on some.
Thanks, John. I didn't say much on any of those stags. No, I think John and I have been on several stags. You're looking for a juicy story about a stag, isn't that what you're looking for? Nakedness, drink, drugs. No, I think the thing is, the idea of the film was that was kind of in the build-up to me going on a stag, and I was chatting to John about it. And I hadn't been on a stag for a few years, and I was kind of looking forward to it, but also dreading it at the same time, because it was going to be 2 days of madness. So we were chatting about this idea, and we'd got to an age where we were, and some guys these days, guys like Andrew Scott, don't go on stags, and and how funny it would be if a bunch of these guys went on a stag with a guy who sees stags as military operations. And when we hit on that idea, we were like, that's got very fertile ground for a comedy about men in the modern age, and that could also explore what actually, the very awkward road to sincerity between men, which is both hilarious and can be quite moving. But I'm not going to give you any real stag stories.
Yes, the lady over here.
Me?
Yes, with the white sweater.
Would any of you define yourself as metrosexuals? Or did you act?
Who wants to field that one?
I just fielded it. No, there's a thing. I don't know about anybody else, but I find stags slightly stressful. That we have this thing about there's a sort of a new tradition in Ireland where weddings are almost a fortnight long. They're not really, they're just like four days long. So you have sort of pre-drinks on the Friday night, and then you have the actual wedding the next day, and then you have sort of post-mortem barbecue the next day, and then there's a kind of just for close friends, you have it on Monday, and it's just like endless. You think, Jesus, I'm going to have to sell my house to go to this thing. So you commit to that, and then you sort of think, oh God, the stag as well. I don't know, but I think what's sort of really appealing about this is that as cynical as you may be, and as we all are at the beginning of the movie about stags, I think what was nice to be in a film that isn't too laddish, that nobody's been chained to a lamppost and all that kind of stuff, that you can have a film that women, I think, will really enjoy as well, you know, and so that you have something where it's sort of real guys, because some guys don't like myself don't really like all that exclusive male company or exclusive female company, because I think we're in this sort of day and age now where we are allowed to have female friends as well, and women are allowed to have male friends without feeling like your life is over.
Good answer. Okay, there was a lady just behind that one, yes, with the white top.
Where in Ireland, when the gentlemen were driving back and forth to the place where they were hanging, where is that in Ireland?
The question is about a location when the gentlemen were driving back and forth.
Should I tell the truth? Yeah, okay. We had certain, the film was supported by the Irish Film Board, some of whom are here and to whom we owe a debt of gratitude. However, obviously every film has constraints, and some of ours were geographical. So what we wanted to achieve was the effect of these men moving deeper into nature, and at each step of the way being stripped of their accoutrements. So the further into the Stag they go, the more we wanted it to seem like it was from Ireland, but it was never more than 30 miles away. So I think 30 miles, I think that might be the radius. From Dublin, sorry. 30 miles, yeah, of course 30 miles from Dublin. No, so it was, it's the Legge estate in County Dublin, and it's extremely beautiful, and it's impossible to think that it's so close to the city and is that rural, but it really is. It's one of the great kind of treasures within a short drive of Dublin that you can swing a camera around in, so that's where we went.
I think we have time for one last question. And right in the middle at the back there, yes. Yep, the one who just turned, yep. The question is if you have a distributor.
We have, this is the world premiere of the film in a public forum, but we screened it in London to business people a couple of months back. We have Ireland, UK, we have lots of offers from around Europe, and we'll see what happens here after tonight, but you've been such a fantastic audience. I'm sure we'll have a North American distributor very soon.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, I hope you don't mind speaking for the rest of the company, but I think it's really important to say thank you so much. I think you provided us with a night that none of us will ever forget, just to watch this film that's been so close, that we had such an incredible time doing, and to sit and watch it with everybody here with such an incredibly warm, amazing, and heartfelt response. It's given us a night that we'll never forget. So really, genuinely, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Butler and the cast of The Stag.